Hello everyone for today's video from Grand Swiss 2025. Round 1 we have today Bacrot against World Champion Gukesh, shaking hand and started with e4, c6 we have Caro-Kann Defense, d4, d5, and we have now e5, the advanced variation, bishop f5, knight f3, e6, bishop e2, normal variation, knight e7, castled by Bacrot, h6. We have knight b d2, classical maneuver. He want to go to b3, controlling the c5 square. We have knight d7, supporting the c5 square. He want to play now or later. He want to play c5, and the white he will try to not allowed him to play the c5, so he played knight b3, more control to c5, and we have now g5, interesting move by Gukesh, and we have a4 as usual, white playing in the queen side and the black played on the king side. Now we have bishop g7, rook e1, castled by Gukesh. We have h3, not allowing Gukesh to play g4. Now we have b6 supporting the c5. Again he want to play c5, bishop e3, again more control for c5 square. I think he will bring the rook, so rook on c8. We have a5 by Bacrot, and I think now Gukesh can play c5. He played it c5 on the board, bishop on a6, rook came to c7, pawn takes pawn on p6, pawn takes pawn on p6, c3 by Bacrot, supporting the d4 pawn, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes knight, knight, knight b takes a pawn on d4, attacking the bishop, and the bishop came to e4. Now more control by the black for the pawn on the e5, now very weak. So the knight came to d2, attacking the bishop. Bishop came back to g6. Knight b5 attacking the rook on c7, so the rook came to c6 by Gukesh. Knight came to d4. Again, the rook came to c5. Knight from d4 came to f3. I think the pawn on a4 can be taken now, or rook. He played rook a5. Good move by Gukesh. So bishop d4, and the queen came to c7. We have queen e2, rook takes rook, and rook takes rook. And we have now rook e1 and knight c5 by Gukesh attacking the bishop on a6. Bishop came back to b5, and rook came to a2, attacking the pawn. So knight came to f1, and now the pawn protected by the queen. We have bishop e4, and knight came to g3. So knight g6 by Gukesh. Knight came to h5. Good move by Bacrot. Want to take the bishop. Now Bacrot can take the knight or the bishop, then win the pawn. So bishop came back to h8. Knight d2, and this move is wrong because the pawn on b2 now can taken by the rook. Rook take pawn, and now the black is better. So rook a1. Queen came back to c8. Also not good move. We have c4. Brilliant move by Gukesh. Sacrifice his rook. Rook takes knight on d2. Queen takes rook. And knight b3. Fork the rook and the queen. So queen came to e3. Now attacking the knight, but knight can take the rook. Instead, he took the bishop on d4. And the queen takes bishop. Now I think he can take the pawn on e5. And now we're attacking the queen and the rook. So queen came back to d1. And now he takes on c4. Refused to give his dark bishop. These two pair bishop will be too dangerous. Rook a4, and bishop came back to d5. Queen e2. We have t3, and bishop came to d3, protecting the c2. So queen c7, maybe wants to go to with the knight with to f4. We have bishop c2 and bishop h2 with check. King f1, came back to e5, king came back h1, g1, king f8, queen d3, knight h4, attacking the pawn on g2 by bishop and knight move. We have f3, queen c5 with check, so king move to f1, and knight came to f5. So he resigned. Good win by Gukesh. Thank you for watching. Don't forget subscribe. See you next video.